Alright, chat, I have another video to react to. It's a Blizzard officially announces new expansions to Diablo 4. I'm ready, chat. What is the orange man talking about today? I didn't even know they announced expansions. We're gonna have to look into that. Already going on an expansion? Yeah, guys. You guys see how it was 25% off? Doing on Battle.net? Yeah. 25% off Diablo 4 expansion announcement time. Officially announces new expansion. It's not even a bait, by the way. That discount going crazy. Right, will be good though.
Big announcement. The content's drying up a little bit for people, and even myself have been streaming other games. I'm live now checking out the competition for Diablo 4, so if you want to see what the other ARPGs look like, you can find me, and I'll have that link down below in the pinned comment as well as description. But we did just receive a fairly large announcement about the history and future of Diablo series, so let's go ahead and get into that.
I don't know anything about this, so this is completely blind for me.
Adding annual expansions to Diablo 4. Now, on this announcement, this actually gave me mixed feelings, which I want to explain to you now. So first, let's explain what's going on. This is
how long did it take for them to announce Reaper of Souls for D3? Can anybody look it up? I don't think it took them like 3 months, man. I think it took them way longer. I could be misremembering because it's been literally like 10 years, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it like 3 years? You tell me, man. I don't even trust me anymore. They're gonna try and turn D4 into Destiny 2, bro.
It's an interview by Dextero if you want to read the full thing.
Diablo 4 GM confirms annual expansions. Oh my god. Yearly expansions to milk our fucking dicks, bro.
As usual, I will have my sources linked down below. Now, Diablo 4 GM confirms annual expansions for the game. Now, if you are not familiar what an expansion exactly is to the Diablo franchise, this would be like Lord of Destruction for Diablo 2 or Reaper of Soul for Diablo 3. Effectively, these are purchasable portions of new content, which very often...
Those are just so fucking baked, bro. How long? Hold on. (2001). Okay. When did Diablo 2 come out? Diablo 2 came out July 26th. No, June 28th, 2000. Diablo 2 came out, it released on June 29th. So it was a year later. But that was one expansion. This is an annual expansion thing. Only took them 10 years to make a shit year. Surely they can pump out manual good shit game. Oh, to make a shit game. Yeah, no, absolutely, because it passed through so many hands. Diablo 3 was May 2012. Reaper of Souls was March 2014. Yeah, so it took them a year, which is on track. They haven't even... It's not even been like half a year since they announced Diablo 4. Well, not announced, but like released.
Often mean they are mandatory if you wish to play a live service game at the peak with everybody else. You pretty much always buy these expansions.
Corpse isn't even fucking cold yet.
For instance, when World of Warcraft was constantly launching expansions, there was some people that didn't buy Lich King that stayed in Burning Crusade, but not very many. Like the people that are actually playing the game, they're all going to buy these expansions. This does sort of make sense because, as we know, in the campaign, it leaves at sort of a cliffhanger. Yes, we kill Lilith, but no, we do not have all of the big bads out of the way. So, what exactly did they say for annual expansions? Well, take a look here. This is Rod Ferguson, an answer to their question about asking what exactly the future of Diablo 4 looks like. He says, but you know, it's years and years. That's the thing we're focused on. When you look at the launch of the game in this first season, we see that building a foundation on which can build for the future. So as we look at our quarterly seasons and we look at our annual expansions, those are things we're really focused on for our live service.
Annual expansions? You're telling me they're going to make like 1 expansion, 2 expansion, 3 expansion? Dude. We're gonna fight Bale again? Well, yeah, because he's like a big bad, and that's what we're gonna have to do. Oh boy, we killed Lilith. Ah!
We've got plans. We have storylines that go well into the future. We've got plans. We're always leapfrogging our season.
We've got plans twice. Damn,
and
boy.
leapfrogging our expansions. So it's something we are going to do for a long time. We're excited. He continues with, when you look back and realize that there were 11 years between Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, that feels like we didn't live up to our players, our community, and what they deserve. That's something we are rectifying in Diablo 4 with our seasons and our expansions. Effectively, what they want is a slow bleed in of content so that there will always be a next expansion, a next season, a new...
This is exhausting to me. Like, does that not sound exhausting to you, chat? Like, it's always like a little carrot on a stick rather than keep playing the game. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm like old or something. What they want is money. Yeah, absolutely. So high for annual new Altars of Lilith? Yeah! What they're gonna do is they're gonna make a new map. They're gonna add like new Altars of Lilith that you have to unlock. Hell yeah, man. I can't wait.
New update. They don't want you to feel like the updates are 11 years in between, which is fair enough. Now, I have somewhat mixed opinions on this, admittedly. First of all, I like to hear new content is coming to the game. That is always going to be something I am going to enjoy, considering my firm opinion right now is there is not currently enough content in the game for me to want to log in every single day, and I am playing Path of Exile. I've been very clear about this.
I want to show you guys something really, really fucking sad. And don't bully the person that I'm about to pull up. Is it Woody Joe? Look at Woody Joe. Oh my god. Look at the hemorrhaging. He's still getting good views. Good average, but fuck me. That is really fucking sad. Because people don't care about the game, so now the game's bleeding out his audience. I like Woody Joe. He's a cool guy. I think he's been working hard. He's been streaming for years and years and years. It's just, it really hurts to see this kind of shit where his average literally went down. He's lost 574 followers since the start of September. I liked his videos. I did too. If you look at Darth microtransaction, if it'll load up. Did I even spell it right? Nick Pep, hello. He's been holding, which is really good for him. But he also pivoted to playing PoE every single day and Starfield because Diablo 4 is not doing well. Like, check it out. Needs to play a PoE like everyone else to balance out the lows. Yes, that's what Darth microtransaction has done, and he's basically maintained his audience. He's not hemorrhaging followers. He's not gaining as many as he used to, but he's also maintaining, which is really good for him. I think he did the right thing. Overwatch streamers are in the same situation. Yeah, but what do you do if you play Overwatch? I don't even know. What do you play if you play Overwatch? It's hard to transition off Overwatch. Yeah, at least you have PoE, at least. He's actually live right now, that's funny. Fortnite! Did you watch his Alaska video? It's kind of cool. No, I have not. Valo? No, Valo is too hard for, like, Overwatch players. Let's be real. I've also heard that Valo is, quote-unquote, too slow for Overwatch mains. I don't play D4. What's going on with it? It's not that good. It's a lot of issues. It's basically people, there's no content. There's nothing to do, so people are quitting the game. If we go back to Woody Joe, again, his peak average in June during launch month was 14k, and then it halved, and then it halved again, and now he's down to basically nothing. Oh my god, he's not gaining followers! Oh. Wait, he only played for 40 minutes? What the fuck? He only played for 45 minutes? I don't understand. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. The Google Trends on Diablo 4 are tragic. Wait, Google Trends? Explore. Diablo 4. Wait. Past day. Oh, I need to past 12 months. Let's do that. Oh. Oh. Holy shit. I didn't even realize. Well, yeah, obviously this is going to be the highest one. I understand. The 400 badges not much to do after hitting 60? Dude, there's nothing to do when you hit like 100. Why even have the 100 levels if you're just gonna not... Wait, Singapore had a high interest? Interesting. Let's compare that to Path of Exile. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Wait, am I doing the wrong thing? What the hell? I know it sounds mean, but the fact that D4 couldn't even play the game live told me everything I need to know. Meanwhile, Yoshi plays FF14 a ton, and that shows in the design. Yeah, absolutely. I think that that also is relevant to World of Warcraft. PoE 2? Did I spell it wrong? Something doesn't make sense here. Path of Exile 2? No, this doesn't make sense. I think PoE? I mean, the fact that this is like still... Wait, why does it... I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. I've never done this before, so I'm just like looking. But like I said, the Twitch tracker does not lie. People do not give a fuck about people do not give a fuck about Diablo, and it's really sad to see this because he was streaming for 3.5 hours and people are just hemorrhaging. He's not gaining followers. He's losing followers. He lost 50 followers just by turning on his stream. God forbid, no, how many followers does he lose off stream that the tracker doesn't track? Would you still recommend D4? Is there not going to be any new content other than the future paid expansions? I think D4 is fine if you've never played a ARPG before. PoE might be too much for you if you want to try an ARPG, but I would definitely recommend Path of Exile over D4. Yeah, D4 is fine if you don't want to put more than 50 hours into it. Yeah, it's a fine game, but again, it's $70 too. It's really expensive. Right now, how much is it? 25% off, it's like $60. Last Epoch is between D4 and PoE. It has some nice... It is nice and has good devs also that actually play and care. Dude, I played Last Epoch and it was really fun. Right before I debuted, I think, I played Last Epoch and it's super fun. Wait, where's D4? Where's D4? How much is D4 right now to buy? Wait, it's not even on sale anymore. How long was the sale? Last Epoch feels better than PoE to move around, honestly. I don't really know. Or I do know, but like, I didn't feel a difference, to be honest with you. I couldn't really care for it. I think that Last Epoch is a nice in-between, though. It's like easy to understand. It's a little bit better than Path of Exile in terms of new player quality, because new players are really intimidated by Path of Exile, which is perfectly fine. Other than that, really, it's just kind of... It's just sad to see. PoE trashes new players with no respecs. It's a double-edged sword. I think that respecking is also kind of... Like, respecking constantly is kind of bad. Just, like, figure it out. Like, early in the game, it doesn't really matter. PoE is confusing as fuck. No clue how I managed it. It's not confusing, it's just overwhelming a little bit. Yeah. The problem is when someone gets to level 60 in PoE, realizes the build doesn't work, then they just quit. I mean, that's the hardship of being a kind of tough game. It's not a difficult game, it's just overwhelming, I think. If you have guides and you watch videos on Path of Exile, I think it's absolutely fine. You can learn at your own pace, nobody's pushing you around, it's okay. It's still not as overwhelming as, say, I don't know, World of Warcraft, for example. It can be really overwhelming for a new player. The build still kind of works and I have respect. Yeah, just keep playing, and if it doesn't work, then just figure it out. There's a way to fix your builds in PoE. If it's too complicated, you're on the player you're designed for, they don't compromise on their vision, which is neat. Yeah, absolutely. I also think that World of Warcraft has lost its luster because they started catering to people who are the top 1% of World of Warcraft players. World of Warcraft used to be the fucking baby MMO game, baby's first MMO. Now it's not, and I think that's kind of ruined it. Yeah, PoE's niche. Now WoW is not. WoW is the niche though now. It's fucking hilarious. It used to be easy, and now it's not for a new player to get into it. It's so overwhelming, yeah. Yeah, it didn't start that way. Yeah, exactly.
So for me, when they announced that, yes, there will be new expansions, I think, great. That means there will be new content. But a part of me also thinks that, hey, this new content that we should be adding to the game should be fixing the original game. The focus should be right now on actually adding into the content that me and the other consumers have already spent our money on purchasing. And while expansions will be great to add content into the game, I do not feel like I want to spend additional money to add content into a game that I feel like is already incomplete. Essentially what I'm saying is I hope the solution to the lack of in-game in Diablo 4 is not by selling us another expansion to the game. To be fair to Rod, that is not what he said is happening. He says they are looking at quarterly seasons. This was the first thing he mentioned, which are every 3 months. And we look at our annual expansions. So he does mention both of them in tandem. I also prefer transparency and honesty with what it is they're working on in games like these. So when they come out and say, yes, we're going to be doing an expansion every year, I see that as a form of communication. So I prefer them telling us that instead of just selling us expansions.
Blizzard employees were told they're not allowed to steal tedium milk, so they bomb their own games. We can meme on this all we want. It's just that the fact that devs don't play their games anymore is the real issue. That's the real crux of the issue. All the suits, all the people who make games that are the nerds, the fat nerds who love video games, just like me and you in chat, they don't exist, man. Or they do exist and they're indies, or they moved away from corporate companies. Why would the devs play their own games? Their games are boring. I'm not fat. I'm kidding. I'm sure you're very lovely, chat. I'm sure you're very, very skinny, chatty. Who you calling fat? You know exactly why I'm calling everyone fat. The fatter you are, the more there is to love about you, chat. I'm a non-fat gamer. Shake my head. I'm lean and fit. Yeah. I bet you are lean and fit. Lost a ton of weight recently, though. I've been losing weight. I was up to 175 and I decided to change my diet again. I'm not fat, I'm just full of delicious food. The Pandar in a way. Memes aside, I'm sure there are many people in Blizzard who are passionate about the games as we are and want the same thing we want, but nobody can solo raid corporate red tape. Yes, absolutely agree. The biggest problem is that if you want a change to happen at Blizzard, it takes so many monumental steps, including email, meetings, and all that other crap, talking in chats, talking in office, like office talk, and trying not to step on people's toes. When Classic released, when they would fucking release a bug patch, it did not take them months. It did not take them weeks. It took them days, if that. Getting rid of Bobby? Well, getting rid of Bobby would give more money to the corporation because I wouldn't have to pay him millions of dollars in yachts, but yeah. Yeah.
Every single year. I am also not opposed to the concept of purchasing expansions, as long as the original base game has enough value in it and the additional expansion adds enough that it justifies the price of a new expansion. I will purchase expansions in games. I don't feel like I was ever ripped off paying for expansions in World of Warcraft, for instance, as that is a live service game that I enjoyed very much. It also had a subscription fee within the game. So when I bought Burning Crusade, when I bought Lich King, when I bought, well, let's admit Cataclysm, not as much, but when I bought the expansions, I wasn't necessarily disappointed with what they had to offer, but they had major storylines, they had major raids, new items, level cap increases.
How much chat, how much do you think they're going to charge for the new expansion? $30, $40, or $50? Or maybe even $60? $50, man. Oh. $69. $60, calling it. $40. All right, chat. I'll keep it in mind when that happens. I'll look back on this. Base game was 70, I guess 40. Yeah, I think probably like $40 or $50.
Etc. So if I'm going to purchase additional expansions within the Diablo 4 universe, I'm expecting the same level of delivery.
Like Pokemon.
I would also hope the manpower is currently
35.
focused on the seasons. The first seasons were lackluster, meaning that going into season 2, it needs to be better than season 1. And season 3 would need to be better than season 2. We have a long ways to go to have a fully developed competitive game within the ARPG space. For that reason, I'm hoping the focus is on fleshing out this game. I know they have a bajillion employees, so they can probably do both at the same time. It would make sense. But I would like to see the original core game be fully fleshed out before I spend more money purchasing an expansion for a game. An interesting point of data here from a GameSpot article says that Diablo 3's expansion, Reaper of the Souls, sold 2.7 million units, which at the time Diablo 3 had sold 15 million units. So it was a 1-to-5 conversion ratio. Considering that Diablo 4 was the highest selling Blizzard product of all time, if they sell another 20% of those consumers an additional X-Pack, it would make sense as to why they are focusing on creating them annually. I'm not opposed.
You're fucking putting a band-aid on something that is already out. It's so cringe. This guy's dreaming. As long as Bobby's in control, the games can't be good. Just release the Bobby Kraken. Stop letting him control the monies.
To them continuing to sell products to a live service game, I am of the opinion that if a game is good, I will give it enormous amounts of my money. The name is Darth Microtransaction. In Path of Exile, I have only played the game a month, and I am $600 into that game. Why? Because I believe it deserves the support. It is a good game that I am enjoying immensely.
Dude is talking as if Activision cares about their quality and treating customers fair. They don't. As soon as they get their money, they move to another way of doing the same. Nothing else matters. Yeah, absolutely. That's why they fired 800 customer support people in like 2017 or 16. I forget. The game actually legitimately went downhill just because of all the customer service support that they had to fire. Sorting out problems, you would get answered with tickets. They automated everything. It's really bad.
And it also continues to get better. So I don't feel worse with my purchase as time goes on. I feel better with my purchase as time goes on. I am willing to give Diablo 4 the same level of consideration. If these expansions continue to come out and they are big deliveries every year of big chunks of new main story. The campaign was quite good in Diablo. I do think I got my money's worth from playing Diablo's.
I did, but most people did not. Most people quit at like level 52. That's the issue. They paid $70 to $90 for the game, and then they never got to fucking finish the game, or they got bored. I don't know how they're gonna make that, how they're gonna fix that.
Campaign. If the campaign story with good cutscenes and everything is the same, I will be willing to give it some more money into the game. I will be. I'm probably not going to buy the Battle Pass. I'm not buying the Battle Pass every season right now. I don't think the cosmetics alone are going to be worth it, but the Battle Pass isn't mandatory, and there's no subscription fee within the game. So I am willing to give it some additional money. However, I think
that's a bad take, but I mean, the game is fucking $70, $90, depending on if you played early access. Granted, you did get a free battle pass, but that's for one fucking season, and even then, I got scammed out of mine. I didn't realize I activated it, and I was like, ah, fuck it, I'm not playing this game anyway. Like,
However,
what the fuck?
my concern is that the solutions to the complaints right now within Diablo need to be hounded down and figured out in the game that people have originally already purchased. We should not sell the solution to an incomplete product by selling the more complete product. That is one man's opinion. So if they would like to get someone like me to purchase the expansion, show delivery of an otherwise good.
Remember, he came from being a mobile game streamer, so this is tame. True, yeah, he did play, what is it called? Raid Shadow Legends and Diablo Immortal for like years.
Original product that I purchased and make me satisfied with the original product within your next few seasons, and then sell me the addition to that product in which the original product I am satisfied with.
That's right.
As it currently stands, I think a lot of people are not satisfied with the original product.
He did play
so
Diablo
selling an
Immortal,
expansion early, in my opinion, before we wrap up and finish the original product would be a mistake.
He casually bought the $500 PoE supporter pack. Oh, I'm sure he has enough money from all the YouTube ad revenue, and he has like over 1,000 people watching him every day on Twitch. He's doing fine. $500 for PoE starter pack? He really likes the game, clearly. He streams it every day, so I don't want to say this like, oh, you know, casually drop $500. But yes, I understand what you're saying.
However, they say annual expansions. They didn't say the next expansion is coming right now. Annual would be at a minimum of another 8 months from now. In 8 months, we could have a pretty solid banger of a game if they grind out and fix all of the complaints that we've been seeing, add new itemization. We know new bosses are coming in season 2, etc.
Copium.
So in 8 months, when the next expansion maybe will come out, which will be a year at that point, we can look back and see, is the original product created one that I feel satisfied with my purchase, and do I believe they are deserving of additional purchases? If that is the case at the time, then you will see me purchasing the expansion. That was my mixed feelings upon seeing the announcement that we saw about this annual expansion here. And I don't think it's that big of a deal that they're coming out with expansions. I know there was some pushback by some people that the game's not finished and they're already announcing expansions. They said annual, so we're talking 8 months, which means by then they should have 4 seasons completed. And if they can't get the game fixed in 4 seasons, you know what to do.
Dude, it's just like Asmund said, they're gonna fix the game in like 7 seasons and then maybe the game will be playable, man. Holy shit, man. You think they're gonna fix it by then and also release an expansion? I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of faith. Theoretically, if it's a purchase made for a business expense, it could be a tax write-off. I know, but you kind of have to like really weave around it. Like, oh, is it like really do you really need the $500 PoE expansion pack? Or not expansion pack, like supporter pack? Ah! Every gaming boycott is 1 3-minute cinematic away from being over. Yeah, show me Lilith's titties. Yeah. I can't believe that because they won't be putting their best on bug testing as they need to expansion to look good. No, because they did not even test Diablo. I came across a few Diablo bugs at the time when I was playing through Diablo 4, on top of the poor optimization as well. Do you guys not remember how hard I lagged during Diablo 4? Because it was so poorly optimized. It was miserable. I tried to do everything to fix it, and then even then I only got up to the point where I could stream it for an hour and a half before my Diablo 4 started memory leaking, yeah. The memory leak still exists? I'm sure it does, because people don't care, and they don't care, and... Yeah, the story playthrough was alright, but I wouldn't fucking do it again. Yeah, fixing the memory leak doesn't make money. People will just keep buying and doing all that shit. Yeah, Lilith's titty cinematic! Let's fucking go! Bum 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 bum. Yeah, it wasn't a bad story. It just wasn't great. In my opinion, anyway.